All right, before we get into the Q&A session, we have a few announcements. And we have Patrick Brunelle on the line with us. My name is Jason, and we'll be hosting the webinar today. Thanks for joining us, Patrick.
All right, should be a good one. I'm looking forward to it.
Great, great, great. And just so you guys know, the webinars are always recorded, and we list them on our site as soon as we're done editing them. And I always like to mention, if you are not a member of our free LinkedIn group, you can join at brilliantdirectories.com/LinkedIn. We'll share a link in the chat box, in the GoToWebinar chat box. And let me just show you what that group looks like here. So we're pushing almost 800 members of this group, and you can ask questions related to design. Here's a question about design, marketing, where the replays are, tactics for engaging readers. And you can also ask questions and carry on the discussion after the webinar. So, we do our best to answer everyone's questions, but maybe we run out of time. You can always go to the LinkedIn group and ask a question there, and not only get responses from myself and Patrick, but also fellow directory owners as well. And for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome to Webinar Wednesdays. The goal here is to essentially answer any questions you have about the platform and to provide some free live assistance to help get things done for you that might be holding you up from moving forward with the progress of your site. And keep in mind, you can ask more than just questions about how to set up your site. You can ask questions about marketing, search engine optimization, publishing content, really anything related to the entire 360-degree scope of your website. We know a lot, and if there's something that we don't know, we always like to engage in a nice discussion to kind of learn more from everyone that's participating in the webinars. And we've made a couple announcements in the previous webinars regarding this exclusive webinar. This one is a paid event on April 29th. It's going to be a 2-hour webinar presentation plus Q&A session, so it's going to be pretty long. And the normal price is $95. It's going to be about 7 proven hacks to convert more website visitors into paying members. So if you do have a for-profit website and you are interested in generating revenue without wasting time and really doing not only strategies and hacks, but also setting up very fundamental and foundational elements on your website to ensure that you're really doing everything that's recommended for a directory website model to thrive. This is going to be on April 29th. We've actually moved this 1 hour later than scheduled. We got some emails from our Australia and UK users, so we found a better time balance to accommodate everyone. Australia and the UK are kind of on opposite time slots there, but it'll be at 2 p.m. Pacific, California time, and 5 p.m. Eastern, New York time, and that would be 7 a.m. Australia time. We know it's a little early, but we hope you can join us. And UK, you can start your Saturday night off with Patrick and Jason at 9 p.m. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/go-webinar, and you can enter the promo code EARLYBIRD to drop the price down to just $45. Any comments you have about the webinar, Pat, here?
Yeah, again, just want to remind everyone, this is exclusively for people that do sign up for the webinar. We will have a replay, but the replay is going to be exclusively available to the people that did join this particular webinar. It's not going to be public and for free on our website. Also, we're going to be giving away the takeaway handouts, what I'm most excited about. I've been working hard at making sure that when everybody leaves the webinar, they're going to feel like they've made a great decision by joining us. I got a couple nice landing pages, some good code that people can use on their websites, and a few other secrets that I'll pass out during the webinar.
That's right. It's rare that we do, a paid webinar, but we want to really make sure you guys get the most value and feel really good, after the webinar as well. All right. Hope you guys can join us. There's 28 seats left as of today, by the way, for that, guys. All right, and last week we had a contest which was to leave a Facebook comment on our website under one of the videos, and we do have a winner. Chino and Ron, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name, Gang, were the winners. They are winners of the VIP Add-ons Club. The VIP Add-ons Club gets you every premium add-on that we offer, and in this contest they're going to get it for life, and that's normally retails for about $900 yearly, $95 per month. So Chino and Ron, you can email support@brilliantdirectories.com, and we'll be sure to add the VIP Add-ons Club to one of your websites. All right, and we have a contest of the week. We've actually done this one twice. This will probably be the last time that we do this one. It's to leave a review for Brilliant Directories. It could be any feedback. And if you've already done this, there's no need to do it again. This would just be for new people doing this. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/new review. We'll also share that link in the chat box there. Just leave a review about why you chose Brilliant Directories or any feedback you have about your experience with Brilliant Directories, and you'll automatically receive a $50 credit added to your Brilliant Directories account that you can use for add-ons, purchasing additional sites, and more. If you've done this and the $50 credit for whatever reason wasn't added to your account, just email support and we'll make sure that the $50 credit does get added to your account for a review that you left in the past. So we hope everyone gets a chance to participate in that. It takes about 15 seconds to leave a review, so we really appreciate it, and you guys can get 50 bucks of credit there. All right. We're going to do something new. We want to do a flash survey, and we're going to start to try to do surveys maybe on webinar topics, premium add-ons releases, feature releases, and things like that. So I'm just going to start in the GoToWebinar. There is a polling tool. I'm going to start a poll here about which upcoming add-on, these are already in production that we're working on, are you most excited about or is most important to you. So if you can just choose the option, I'll kind of explain them. Member listing analytics, this is going to show your members how many profile views they've received, how many clicks to their website. So if they ever question the value of your directory, you can show them analytics that will show them like, hey, you've gotten 200 profile views on my website. The click to call member, so when the phone number is displayed on the member's listing, there will be a button that says click to call. That click is also tracked, so if you do have the member listing analytics, it will also show you that 20 people have clicked to call or view your phone number. And the click to call, if you have Skype or Google Voice or another calling platform on your computer, or if you're on your phone, it will initiate a phone call right there to the member. Facebook comments, if you left a comment for us on our Brilliant Directories website, it's very similar, and it's great for search engine optimization. Also, when people leave comments using Facebook comments, it shows on their timeline, so their friends, their Facebook friends do see their activity on your website, so it does work as a marketing tool for your website. The set lead price by category, many of you know that you can sell leads through your Brilliant Directories website, and currently you can only set the lead price based on the person's membership level. For example, premium members can purchase a lead for X amount of dollars. With this add-on, you'll be able to set the price based on the category. So if a consumer is requesting a lawyer, you can set the price of that lead to $50, and if someone is requesting dog walking services, you can sell that lead for a lower price, probably $5 or $10. And so the lead price will be set by the category. Recurring events has been a very popular request. I think that's going to be the first one to be released out of these 5. And that will allow you and your members to, when they're publishing events, to select if it's a recurring event. So if there's something that's happening weekly or daily, you don't need to post multiple event posts for that event. You just select the cycle, if it's daily, weekly, every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, and it will automatically repost the event for you. So those are some add-ons that are coming through, and I'm going to go ahead and end the poster. It looks like 48% of people have voted. All right, everyone, let's vote for the one that you think you need the most. If you're not sure, just take a guess, and we'll close the poll in just 5 seconds. So let's see who wins. It's kind of a tie between the member listing analytics and the click-to-call members. And those work hand in hand because the click-to-call is also going to create an additional analytics set, a piece of data, which is how many people clicked, as well as doing the calling. So member listing analytics, there's tremendous value in that. Thanks, guys, for voting. Being able to show your members the engagement that they're getting on your website is invaluable, and if anyone is ever considering canceling their membership on your site, you can easily just show them all the activity that they've had from your website. All right, and one more thing is the deal of the week, and you guys have been hearing a lot about the VIP add-ons club. You know, since we've launched the premium add-ons, the next reasonable thing was to create a package that gets you all our add-ons that was requested, so we did that for you guys. So the deal of the week is for the VIP add-ons club. That gets you, currently we have 13 premium add-ons. You'll get all of those added to your site, and then any future add-ons like the ones in the survey, or for life, however many we add, you guys will get those for life automatically added to your website. You don't have to purchase them a la carte or by themselves. So you'll get 13 of our premium add-ons added to your website. The regular price is $95 per month. We have a promo code SALE30, and that'll bring the price down to $66 per month. I do have a recommendation on this one, and you can go to brilliantdirectories.com/VIP, and so here's the monthly price at $95, and we'll put the promo code in here. So that'll bring the price down to $66. The yearly price is already 20% off. So if we choose the yearly price, it brings it down to $637 per year. And I just want to do the math here on how much that is per month. Oops. It's about $53 per month is the average, and that gets you all the premium add-ons that we offer. So that'll be the deal of the week. Promo code is SALE30, and you can rest assured that you have everything that we offer. If you have a Power Website plan plus the VIP add-ons club, you truly have every feature that Brilliant Directories offers, the premium add-ons and the Power Website plan features. So hope you guys can take advantage of that this week. All right. And if you have any questions about your site or questions about how to market your site, you can use the raise your hand feature, or you can chat in and type in questions, and we'll go ahead and unmute your microphone and see if we can help. All right. Michael, I've unmuted your microphone. Michael, are you there with us?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Michael. You calling from Australia?
Yes, Adelaide, South Australia.
Okay, great.
Good time slot for this for us here.
Okay, good. Yeah, it is. It's right in the morning time there. So, yeah, you had a question about the clickable maps.
Yeah, the way the map looks good for the USA, but when you look at the map of Australia, when you're using that search type, because we don't have many states, it just looks like a big orange block, and I wanted to sort of like break it up and make the states look more defined. And I just wanted to know how I could get to the code so that I could maybe not myself, but find a coder that could change that for me.
Gotcha. For that example, do you mind if we take a look at your website?
Yeah, no worries. It's Compare Conveyancing, so COMPARECONVEYANCING.com.au.
All right. Compare Conveyancing, and let's take a look at the site here. And can you just help me out a little bit? What a conveyancing company is?
Conveyance is a legal firm that handles the transfer of property from a seller to a buyer.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay, I see you have the territories here, or the provinces, I think they're called.
Yeah, states.
Gotcha. So usually when you're using the map, two things. There isn't much you can do with customizing it besides the color and maybe the size of it, making it larger. Having a background image, you kind of don't see the lines here,
Yeah.
which then exactly it's doing what it says. It makes it a big blob of orange. What I would recommend is, do you have to have the clickable map? Is that how people find the professionals they need?
Yeah, because the conveyancers operate, they're pretty much all operating throughout their whole state these days, because they're all doing it, moving to going online. So they don't need to find someone local. So a conveyancer in one state can handle transactions for that whole state, but they can't sort of like cross over and handle transactions for the, for a state joining.
Understood.
So, yeah.
Can I make a recommendation of not using this map and using a location input, but you prompt people to enter a state or a city?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yeah.
All right, let's. I think that would work better, especially with the background image. So let me. Do you mind if I get in there and just make a few changes?
No, go ahead.
Okay, great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change in the design settings from a clickable map here. And I'll be honest, the pictures of the houses and stuff rotating, it's nice to have a smiley person like this. I would recommend, and it looks like you have a good picture here with a modern house in the background. And also the page will load faster when it doesn't have to choose to load all the slideshow images.
Yep, I'm happy to go with your recommendations if you want to. Yeah, but I do like that image the best. If that's okay, what you think we should stick with.
Search by state or city, is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, and let's see what that looks like right off the bat here. Okay, this is using a horizontal. I'm going to increase the padding here, and then I think we'll be good once we do this. Bottom padding, we'll do 100. Top padding, we'll do 100. And then this font, we'll go with white. We'll make it a little larger. This is one of my favorite sections of the admin here. And we'll also change it from a horizontal stack to a vertical stack. And let's see what this looks like here. So we got find Australia's best conveyancers, search by city or state. I think we can remove the search by location. It's a little redundant. So in order to do that, I'm just going to edit the text label and make it empty here. All right. So I'm just going to search by location. I'll just make this empty. And then I'm also going to where it says city or postcode. I'm going to change that to enter state or city.
Yep. So the question then is, if someone puts in Sydney, would they then get the members from the whole state or only from Sydney?
They would, because they would get the members from Sydney, but I do think there's a workaround around that. That we can increase the radius that it would search, to my knowledge.
But could you make it like statewide rather than, like distance wide? Is that possible? Because a conveyancer that may operate, 200 kilometres away from Sydney may still be able to handle that job. And
Gotcha. Yeah, I think we can set the default radius to something substantial. Let's see here. Oops. Give me one moment here. Let me find where the radius search is. Okay, I'm in the advanced settings now, and I'm going to search for radius. There's a lot of radius options. Default radius search is 300,
Yep.
which is, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so that's good. And then let me make sure in your general settings that I'm sure you have kilometers set in your configuration here. Yep,
Pretty
this
sure.
display distance in kilometers. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Good. All right. Okay. Good. Thank you.
All right, very good.
So you changed that the background image is just the static image now? Is that correct? Is that what you did? Or-
Yes,
Yeah.
the
All right, that's
background
good.
image is now just the static image, correct?
That's fine.
All right.
Thank you very much. All right. That's solves that
All right.
for me. Thank you.
Very welcome. Thank you. Great question. All right, so a little simple question there, but it's good to know how to do some basic changes to your site.
Jason, I have a question written in here. They're asking you to specifically answer. I guess they're interested in hearing what you have to say specifically, knowing since you know so much about marketing, I gather. And they're asking, Jason, should I bother to set up Google Analytics? How can this help my directory? So it's kind of an open-ended question. I know it's a pretty big topic, but I don't think we've discussed why somebody would set up Google Analytics. So maybe you can have some feedback on some of the things Google Analytics can do to help their directories thrive.
Yeah, let's go to Google Analytics here real quick. So Google Analytics is really good for tracking visitor traffic, and it can track things such as, let's see here, let's go to a site that I have, Zen members. I think this site gets 0 traffic, but that's okay. So what Google Analytics does, and it's free to set up a site, I'll pop in a link here in the chat. You can go to Google Analytics. And Google Analytics, it really just gives you a pulse on how people are using your site when they're visiting it, what pages are most popular, how much time they're spending on your site. And to add it to your Brilliant Directories account, you really just need to go to your general settings. And once you've set up Google Analytics, you'll get a small identification number, and you can put that on your website. And once it's on your website and you're tracking behavior, you can see somebody comes to your home page, somebody's going to your join page, your sign up page. Let's actually go to it. And then you can also see in Google Analytics what pages visitors are exiting your website. So let's use our demo Bootstrap as an example. When you have Google Analytics set up, you can see that somebody has gone to the home page. You can actually see the navigation of their clicks. They went to the Get Listed page, and then let's say they exited your website. They didn't like what they saw here. That's an indicator to you that this page is not connecting with the person and that you need to improve this page. So pages that have high exit rates or bounce rates as another piece of data that Google Analytics provides, you know that those are the pages that you need to improve. So if you have 5 or 6 ultra popular pages on your site, and one of them are the pages where people are leaving their experience of your site, you know that that page needs to be improved. So I think there's a wealth of benefit for having Google Analytics track your visitors' traffic. I think the number one thing among goal conversions and things like that is knowing what your weaker pages are so that you can strengthen those pages and get people to do the next action that you want them to do, which in this case would be create a listing. And that's for somebody joining your site. You can also see from the consumer's experience, if they come to your home page and they're leaving, maybe your home page is not connecting with the consumer and it's not clear what your website offers. So maybe you need to simply update some things on your home page. So you get some really good indicators about where your website is strong and where your website is weak. And there are a lot of numbers back here, but I think the most important one would be under behavior, or sorry, under here, this behavior. And if you go to site content, and you can look at your top landing pages or all your pages, and you can see how many page views you've received, the bounce rate and the exit rate. So bounce rate means someone comes to your homepage and then if they don't like what they see, they just bounce right out of your site from that page. Exit means they exit your website entirely. But bounce rate is a good indicator, and bounce rate varies for different types of websites. For e-commerce websites or blogs or directory sites, generally I think a rule of thumb is, depending on the industry that you're in and the type of site, you want to look for 15 all the way up to even maybe 40%. Just depending on how the traffic is coming to your site. But if you're seeing numbers like this, like 60% or 70 or 80, those are red flags that those pages are not performing well, and you might want to improve the pages, the content, the images, putting things to the left, putting things to the right. So that's where you kind of have control over how you want to design your site to help improve the bounce rate. And after the bounce rate is improved, then you can look at solving the next problem that based on the information analytics is providing you with.
Yeah, and what I like analytics for, and one personal example of myself is I have a TEFL certification school, and it's located in Costa Rica. So we write a lot of content, follow best practices. This is obviously on a Brilliant Directories template, CostaRicaTESL.com, and we're able to identify, like Jason is saying, what are the articles that people are finding us organically. We've been up and running for about 6 years now, so we're starting to generate quite a bit of organic traffic. So this is when people go to Google and they type in a search query and they find one of our articles. So that gives me insight in terms of what are people searching for and that we're ranking well for, so I can create more of that content and dominate that search query for that particular location. So it's fairly advanced, but there is a lot of huge insights that you gain from this, and it allows you to know what areas you need to focus on, either to make what your strengths even stronger or make your weak points better.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's just a good way to figure out where you're performing well and what needs improvement.
And since you were talking about the homepage, I'd love to show something, a tool that I use as well. Knowing if you see you have a high bounce rate and people are landing on your website and they're leaving, there's a tool that I like to use. It's free, and I'd like to show everybody what that looks like. So if you can just send the controls to me.
You got it.
All right. So what I've done is it's a software called Hotjar. There's a freeware and a paid version of this, but essentially what Hotjar will do is it's going to record all of the visitors coming to your website, and it's going to track where on your site they're clicking. So once you see these reports, it's a heat map essentially. I was able to tell right away that my home page on the top fold, which is the first thing that people do, was performing very poorly. So all of this black space was dead space. Also, I was able to tell what of the streaming content people were actually engaged in, and what I should keep and what I should remove. So
that's amazing.
I know that
that's amazing.
So these call to actions are pretty weak, and so forth. So what these excursions are not performing well, the student Q&As are not performing well, it's video testimonials. So I can identify what content is engaging my public. So then what I did is I installed the article slider. It's one of the Brilliant Directories add-ons. And then I set up a new Hotjar because I really want to test the impact this has on my homepage, for example, because I want to make it easy for people that land on my homepage to immediately find information they find relevant to them. So in looking at this layout, I can see that it had the exact impact I was hoping for. Instead of a big black blob with no activity, I can actually see, because I just had the traditional slider that doesn't have any call to actions on it. So now there's multiple call to actions in this slider for people, and as you can see, I can even see what type of content they like. So this has had a big impact on my website in terms of reducing the bounce rate significantly and getting more engagement. But I just had a consultation, and basically I have to ask myself, why is nobody clicking on Alumni Center in my instance, right? Because there's no clicks there. Why is no one clicking on Enroll and Pay? So you have to investigate. The wording might not be right, so I just received a great feedback to change it to Graduate Stories, because somebody that hasn't signed up yet for my course is not looking for an Alumni Center. That's for somebody that's graduated. If I change it to Alumni Stories or Graduate Stories, I'll likely get more people clicking, and then I can start tracking that with another heat map and see if indeed there was an impact. So this is a tool I really like to use to really judge how my different pages are performing on different websites. And it's free. They do have a paid version, but the fact that this is free is a great resource. And all you have to do is embed a code in the head of your website, and then you're good to go.
That's great. I know Google Analytics used to have something like this. I don't know if they gave it up like a while ago, but that's amazing, the difference that you had in your top fold clicks, Pat, just by putting that there. And also, yeah, you're right. Alumni Center, you know, a lot of times you have text on your site. It sounds good to you, but it's not. That's what I was saying before. It's not connecting with the visitor. And it's not that the content is bad. It's the wording might not be appropriate or the best wording for those things. So this is actually so valuable. Some people might throw their idea away when all they need to do is change a little bit of the wording on their site, and they have a great idea still. So yeah, copy is very important on the websites. All right, great question there, and I learned something there. I didn't know about Hotjar, Pat. Thanks.
Very cool. My pleasure.
All right, John, I've unmuted your microphone.
Hello, how's it going?
Pretty good. You're calling in today?
Yeah, so I've got a website, trolleylocal.com, and I've noticed on there, like when people do the downloads, it says view my curriculum vitae, I think is what it says. Is there a way to change what that says to something like view menu or download?
Extremely easy.
What was the name of your site?
Cool.
What was the name of your site?
Trolley Local.
Trolley Local. Okay. Okay, great. So
and actually, the dog zone on the right-hand side is one that's got that upload in there.
okay, great. I like it. You're using the inverted color scheme here. All right. So what he's referring to here is your members do have the ability to upload at least a PDF or an image, you know, as well as adding their, you know, hours of operation and stuff like that. So right here it says view my curriculum vitae, which is probably more the CV. I think you can change that in a place here in the text labels. And if it's not here, it's going to be one other place. So I'm going to go to your admin area, settings, text labels. Let's just search for that. And here it is right here, view my curriculum vitae. So what would you like that to say?
I'd say like view, let's say view menu or download.
How about click to download menu?
Actually, even just click download would be perfect because right next to it says menu or so that's perfect.
Okay, let's click to download. Give them let me make it all caps as well.
Okay, cool.
Give a little more attention to it. All right, let me just save the changes. And sometimes with the text labels, it takes like 30 seconds to see the changes reflected on the site. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to use the developer tool here and refresh the cache on the site. Sometimes that expedites it. So if you guys are ever making changes on your site and you're not seeing them, refresh cache is a safe tool to use to kind of see your changes. So I'll do a hard refresh now on your site. And hopefully, yep, there we go. We got click to download right here.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right, I love it. Thank you so much.
And then, did you want to go, are there any other text labels, Jason, with CV in it? Because that's a little, there's usually 4 of them that need to be updated, so that's a little trick of mine. Whenever I'm updating upload CV functionality, I'll always just put in CV and all of them will show up. So you might as well update all of these because they show up either in emails or in forms in different places on the site. So if you're doing menus, you might as well just update everywhere where it uses this terminology. A little trick of mine.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I'll just refer to it as a download. So remove download. Your download has been your upload has been removed. That's fine. Okay, those are good. So I think that's a good tip there, Pat. So what I did is I just searched for CV and found all these other text labels, and you can just update them all.
And another example of this being useful, sometimes people don't like the word client or they don't like the word member. So when you type in a keyword, word that is dynamic, that's used all throughout your site, such as client or member, you're able to see everywhere on the website where that's being called, and rather than go into the code of a widget and edit a word, you can go and rename clients customers or partners or alumni. That's a good example of quickly editing your site and using the proper verbiage to show up on the front end of your site. So that's a good little, these text labels are great when you want to make changes all throughout the site.
I just changed client to customer. Is that better for your site?
I probably leave the client for now.
Okay.
Yeah, but thank you.
Sure thing. All right, you're good to go. Let me save
Just need the S, Jason.
Oh.
You just need to add an S.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks for the question there, John.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and Greg, I see you have your hands raised. You had an excellent question. I've gone ahead and unmute your mic, and I'd love to hear it out for everyone else.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, guys. Yeah, we're actually going to be launching a blog that we're really excited about, adding that on to our website to really help promote the website and get some more traffic. And I suddenly realized, you know, how many different post types there are in the Brilliant Directories platform, and also the member articles versus the blog articles. So I was hoping for some feedback and insight from you guys, you know, best ways to help differentiate member articles and blog articles and to help utilize those to really work with the site. And then I was poking around and actually just realized today where I can actually create a separate sidebar for the blog and for different posts, where I think it's somewhere in the forms I found that option.
Mm-hmm. Correct. You can call a different sidebar. That would be in the editing the content settings for that specific post. So if you're editing the blog, you're able to control which sidebar displays in the search result view, or which sidebar displays in the details layout as well.
So I really not to focus on, because we want to do both. We want to have our own blog, but I also want to allow member articles, and we also have events.
Perfect.
You know, so yeah. So we really just want to utilize all three of those.
Okay. I think I have a solution for that. So with Brilliant Directories, you, the website owner, can have your own blog that you control the content on. It doesn't get mixed in with the articles that your members might publish. The first thing I would recommend, Greg, is don't call it articles for your members. What type of site is it going to be?
This is our spiritual and holistic website.
Okay. And okay, so what you want to do is don't just call it member article. So when it says like add a new member article, I'll give you some ideas here. So I had someone on the site call it a press release. So on their site, they were calling it, basically it's a title with text and an image at the end of the day when you strip it down to its basic elements. So for them, they were calling it, you know, publish a press release. So they were giving it more value for the members, and it incentivized the members to want to use that feature because the wording had an inherent value that they were going to be able to put a copy of their press release on your website.
Yeah, and the other thing I thought of, well, because, you know, I was thinking, well, as far as people's mentality, if we sell it as you basically can have your own blog within your own listing, you know, I think that sounds good, but then is that too confusing with our Awaken blog?
It's not, because your blog area, you can title it like whatever your company name is, official blog, and the area where your member articles are, you can have the title called guidance and advice from our spiritual members. And now you've differentiated those articles using the right wording as the title for what each type of content is.
Okay.
Does that help out a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, did you get your other question answered? There was like a two-part question there.
Yeah. Well, let me throw this in too, because so I mentioned the sidebars, because that's a big thing, because there's some default widget that was in there that was automatically changing based on whether it was a member article or a blog or like something else. I'm guessing.
That's a good question. So let me show you that right now. So your Brilliant Directory site comes with some pre-made sidebars, and let me just show everyone what you're referring to here. So I'll just go to the blog on our demo site. And so here's a sidebar here in the blog article section. First thing is, when you're choosing a sidebar that you want to have on your events search results page or your member articles or your company blog articles, you're only going to be able to choose sidebars that you have on your site. So if you want to see what sidebars you have, you can go to Toolbox and you can go to Sidebar Manager. And by default, I think we start you off with, probably 7 sidebars here. There's the member profile page sidebar, the member search results sidebar, and then the ones that are for posts like member articles, there's post search results and post single. So if
and actually that's what was throwing me off at first, because I realized afterward that the post search and the post single work. It's the same sidebar that's used for the articles and for the blog.
Correct. So what you want to do here is you can create a new sidebar, and you can create a sidebar and call it member articles sidebar. You can add a description if you want. We'll save the changes, and this is good knowledge for everyone to know. That's why I just want to spend an extra minute on this. So now you've created a new sidebar. There's obviously nothing in it, but now here's your new member article sidebar. If we edit this, you can now add, you can drag, these are your widgets here. You can, let's see here, let's just add the newsletter sign up here and save the changes. And what I'll do now is on the blog articles, I'll utilize this sidebar, the new one that I just made, member article sidebar. Well, I called it member articles, but we'll go to the content and we're going to go to edit post settings. So these blog articles are a type of posts. They're blog articles. So that's a type of post that they are. And we're going to go to the post type settings and we're going to edit the blog. I think I just passed it. Where is it here? Let's go to blog articles right here. So I'm going to edit this. And now that I'm editing the blog article setting, I'm going to go to the search results design tab, and we can see it says website blog here is the title. I believe it. Oh, this says blog articles here. I wonder why. Maybe I'm not in the right section. But let me go down here, and when you scroll down to the bottom, you can choose the sidebar to use for the search results page for the blog articles. And here now, Greg, you can choose member search results. You can choose the member article sidebar that we just created. And you can throw in whatever you want in there, and that's what's going to show on the search results sidebar for member articles. And that way you can have a different sidebar for your member articles, your events, and your company blog articles.
Great. And then what's that right below it? What's the sidebar search module?
So the sidebar search module, this is if you're using our dynamic search. So if you throw this widget into a sidebar, so let's say there's only one sidebar for the post search results by default, and there's only one widget in there for searching, and it's the Bootstrap Themes dynamic search. So basically you can have one sidebar, you can have this widget in that sidebar, and then you can choose here which search module you want. There's a ton of them. Which search module you want to show in the sidebar. That way you don't need to create an alternate sidebar for your events and your blog articles when all you're really trying to achieve is an event search on the sidebar page and a blog search on your blog page. You can choose the search here, and then everything else below the search module can be the same, like ads or sign up links and things like that.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, because at some point too, I saw there's like classifieds and things like that. So we might end up adding like a classified section for our members. But any of those kind of things that show up in the member options are all posts, correct? So photos are posts, videos are posts.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And on the search results for member articles, you're only going to see member article posts in the search results on that page.
Okay.
All right.
Got it.
All right, Greg, thanks for your question.
And I love to hear that Greg is talking about phase 2 and phase 3 stuff, right? So he knows that there's classifieds, but it doesn't mean he needs to launch with classifieds. He's identified, I'm going to have member articles, we're going to have our blog articles, and we're going to have events. So he's focusing on 3 types of content to launch. He's going to probably get those done very well, and I would probably not make member articles visible on the main menu until you have at least a dozen or so that have been published. It's important when you launch your website that whatever you're linking to on the main menu, or if you're streaming widgets on the home page, that when somebody clicks there, that they actually see substantial content. So that's a great strategy to start with just a few types of posts and go from there.
That's right. Actually, you bring up a good point, Pat. You know, Brilliant Directories comes with all sorts of publishing tools to publish classifieds, events, audio files, coupons. If you try to do them all at once, it's going to take forever to launch your site, rather than just choose a few of them to make public to your members and on your website, and just focus on filling those up, and then you can expand later and focus your energy on filling up one type of post, and then once there's substantial information in one section and it's a good resource, then you can focus on adding another one, and that way your energy will be used on a focused goal rather than spread across many different types of posts. All right, Bobby, I've unmuted your microphone. Nope. Yep, Bobby, you there with us?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Where are you calling in from, Bobby?
I'm calling in from, I'm calling in from the California Bay Area.
Okay, great. I'm here in Los Angeles.
Awesome.
What's your
The weather's great today.
Yes, beautiful day today. I agree.
I have a question regarding my vision. First of all, I've been watching your videos and webinars, so thank you for those. I'm ready to get into my development stage. But before I do that, I've learned a lot through the SEO optimization, what Google looks for, things like that. I'm running a multinational events and entertainment web listing. My campaigns are going to be multinational as well, from my blogs through just flyers that we hand out as well. With that being said, my vision is to create landing pages for them, so that way they will have call to action buttons that will redirect them to my BD listing. Using the language translator that you guys have, can I have that set to where if I have someone from a multinational landing page with a call to action button redirected to Brilliant Directory, to my Brilliant Directory listing, and will the language translator be set to that language that they prefer, for example, whether it be Spanish, Chinese, English?
Gotcha.
That's my question.
My recommendation for that one, so with the Brilliant Directory sites, it's an option to have this is a Google Translate here. I'll just choose Arabic so you guys can see it in action. So it'll do the best that it can using Google Translate. So he's asking, based on, I guess, their IP address, can this automatically be set based on the language? First of all, by default, no with Brilliant Directories. What this is good for is a marketplace request. We have a marketplace of third-party developers that do a great job doing customizations just like the one that you're mentioning. So I'm just going to share this link here in the chat. And that type of request would be really good for the marketplace developers to assist you with, because there's going to be some nuances. And I think they'll be best. I'm thinking, like, how is it going to know what the national language is of a country, and what if there's multiple languages spoken in a country, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to put this in the chat here, and just fill out a request or contact one of the developers here, and they'll give you the best way to kind of accomplish that type of goal that you're looking for.
Yeah, and I always recommend in the marketplace to contact 2 or 3 developers and see which one gives you the best answer, and choose from there. That's one of the nice things about the marketplace, is you don't have to get married to one developer. You can really ask a few developers at the same time the same inquiry, and they'll all get back to you individually.
Very true, very true.
That is great. That is great. Thank you. So, yeah, because I'm assuming that it would have to have some type of if variable. So if this was clicked, then it would automatically direct them to this translator homepage. My homepage would be set under that translator. If that, those if variables would have to be there.
I'm confident.
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead, Pat.
I was going to say, since it is Google, I would think there's a possibility that there's some sort of API or there's some sort of functionality that you can utilize, the developers will be able to utilize to execute what you're looking to do. I would imagine there's something out there very, very similar, maybe not using the tool that we have, but using a script that they have already developed or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Right, right. Because I mean, I'm not global, but you know, I'm dealing with multinational here in the U.S., and I figured it'd be easier for some of these campaigns to run based on their languages. It might even help in the Google searches and things like that.
It could. I mean, more than the searches, I would focus on making sure that your website is doing the job that it needs to deliver good content to the visitors. So one thing that Google values very much, and we were talking about the Google Analytics earlier, Google likes to see websites where people are clicking and browsing. So when Google sees that the traffic is positive on your site, meaning you have low bounce rates, people are spending a good amount of time on your site, they're clicking multiple pages of your site, that tells Google that visitors are having a good experience on your site and they're finding the information that they're looking for, and that directly helps improve your rankings in the search engines. So not only just having the right text on the pages, but also providing a really good user experience is highly valued by Google. All right, great question there. Thank you very much. All right, Robert, I've unmuted your microphone.
Hi, Jason. How are you?
Good, good. How you doing?
Good. I have a quick question about SEO.
Okay.
At industryarchive.org.
All right. Let's check it out together. All right. And what's your question while I'm pulling that up?
I have a blog which is run by the administrator, and member articles, and they are, I noticed that the SEO appears to be, they seem to be sharing the same SEO template. So the page, like Business Solutions is my member articles, and that the title of that page is the title of the blog.
B2B Business Solutions, B2B Industry Solutions blog. Okay,
I have a solution for that.
Yeah.
A quick one, Jason, if you like.
Yes, so this title, yeah, go ahead, but this title should be set by what the H1 is for the page, Pat, I believe. I could be wrong on that.
Okay, so would the blog where you're able to override the SEO for an article using the admin blog feature, would that possibly resolve this particular thing that he's bringing up if he wants to give the power to the members to have their own SEO? I believe it will.
You know what?
Yeah, I want business solutions, that Business Solutions page, which is a search page, I guess?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that should have its own title and description and so forth, separate from the blog.
Yes, yes. So what you've done here is, and I've gone to the admin bar here, and you can edit the SEO template, and they are both using the same SEO template, number 300. Right. And what you've done is you've actually hard-coded B2B Industry Solutions blog. So what we want to do, what would be good practice, is use the H1 variable. And the H1 variable is what it's showing here, B2B Business Solutions as well as B2B Industry Solutions blog. That would be good to use for the title here, to go like this. And then if you wanted to just do further SEO, just a quick one to grab another variable is use the unique H2 here as well. And let me refresh the page now. Let me save this SEO template. And then
recache.
Right. I think it should be okay. Let me go here to the title. Yep, we need to recache. You're absolutely right, Pat. So the title for your blog now says B2B Business Solutions, latest business solutions by industry experts. Now let's compare that to your company blog. Let me do a refresh here. See, you had the same thing for both of them. Now it's B2B Industry Solutions blog, insights, tips, and ideas for B2B industry firms. So now they're unique, which is very important.
Right.
And they're utilizing the variables that you're already using on the page.
Okay.
All right. Good question there.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Well, we really appreciate you guys joining in on Webinar Wednesdays. The next webinar will be on May 10th for the regular Webinar Wednesdays. But yeah, we'll see you guys again May 10th, and we really appreciate you guys joining in on the webinars here with us.
All right. See you guys in a couple of weeks. Thanks, Jason.
Sure thing. Bye-bye, guys.